Welcome to this deep dive video into the truly fascinating world of plant chemistry. I'm super excited to be your guide today. You know, if you've ever caught a whiff of your favorite essential oils or a specific cannabis strain and wondered, why does this smell so incredibly distinct? Or more importantly, why does this make me feel a certain way? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're unpacking terpenes. These are the botanical compounds holding the absolute secret to those powerful aromas and therapeutic effects.
Okay, let's just quickly glance at our roadmap for today. We're going to cover an introduction to plant terpenes, then move into floral and citrus terpenes, earthy and spicy terpenes, fresh and herbal terpenes, and finally, woody and medicinal terpenes. It's going to make learning all of this incredibly efficient.
So, Section 1, Introduction to Plant Terpenes. Let's set up the basic science of what we're actually looking at here. Here's the absolute crucial takeaway. Terpenes are volatile, bioactive, aromatic compounds. Now, nature originally designed these primarily for plant survival. They're produced in the flowers, the leaves, the stems, basically to fend off predators while simultaneously attracting pollinators. But here's the brilliant part. These exact same defensive compounds, they double as therapeutic agents for us. They actually interact with our own body's endocannabinoid system to help regulate things like pain, inflammation, and even our mood.
Now, you'll hear the terms terpene and terpenoid thrown around interchangeably all the time, but there's actually a distinct biological difference. Terpenes are what's produced throughout the live plant, and they are highly reactive to oxygen. When a plant, like cannabis for instance, is dried and cured, those terpenes undergo oxygenation. Once those oxygen atoms attach themselves during that drying process, they officially become terpenoids. So, simply put, a terpenoid is really just a terpene that's met oxygen.
All right, let's address the elephant in the room. Do these compounds actually get you high? Well, no, they don't produce the classic psychoactive high associated with THC, but they absolutely influence your mood and cognitive function. Think about it. If you've been dealing with long-term chronic pain or anxiety, and a specific terpene blend alleviates that distress, that resulting release, it can feel incredibly liberating. That profound sense of relief might honestly feel like a high, simply because you're suddenly, finally, free from suffering.
Moving right along to Section 2, Floral and Citrus Terpenes. Let's dive into some of our bright, sweet, and uplifting compounds.
First up on the list is Linalool. You know that gentle, calming character of lavender? This is the famous secret behind it. But it's also highly prevalent in cannabis cultivars like Amnesia Haze and LA Confidential. Whether we're talking aromatherapy or cannabis, Linalool provides this deeply relaxed, truly soothing profile. In fact, early research points heavily to its calming, pain-modulating, and anti-inflammatory potential. Next, we've got Limonene, which is just a perfect illustration of how a terpene can totally shift an experience. Found in things like green mandarin, lemon peel, and cannabis cultivars like wedding cake, Limonene gives this incredibly bright, zesty lift. So instead of a heavy, sleepy feeling, this compound brings a much fresher, cheerful atmosphere. It is deeply, deeply associated with mood-boosting and stress-calming properties.
Now, consider Geraniol. This one's a rosy, slightly fruity terpene. You'll find it in roses, geraniums, and cultivars like Great White Shark. It is a massive staple in the perfumery and cosmetic world. Basically, it's what makes products smell super expensive and polished. But, you know, it's not just a pretty scent. Geraniol actually brings serious antioxidant and antibacterial power to the table, which makes it highly valuable in skincare formulations too.
Rounding out our bright and floral category is Valencene. Quick fun fact for you. This rare terpene was actually named after the exact material it was first identified in, Valencia oranges. It brings this really distinct, sweet, orange peel sparkle to citrus oils and cultivars like tangy or sour diesel. Research on this one is still a bit young, but it's already showing some really exciting potential for anti-inflammatory benefits and, get this, even as a natural insect repellent.
Okay, let's shift gears. Section 3, Earthy and Spicy Terpenes. We're getting into the heavier, deeper, and more resinous profiles now. Meet Myrcene. This is that deep, musky, earthy terpene you'll find in hops, lemongrass, and it's highly prevalent in cannabis cultivars like Blue Dream and Grape Ape. Now, the crucial thing to know about Myrcene is its heavy, body-led profile. In the cannabis world, this is famously the compound responsible for that relaxed, sofa-sinking feeling everyone calls couch lock. And scientifically, it's heavily researched for its calming and anti-inflammatory potential.
Up next, Caryophyllene. And honestly, this one is utterly fascinating. Found in black pepper, clove, and sour diesel, it brings a real warm, peppery punch. But here is the truly amazing part.
Caryophyllene acts as a dietary cannabinoid. It actually interacts directly with your body's CB2 receptors. Literally, directly. This unique biological mechanism gives it incredible pain-modulating and anti-inflammatory potential, especially when we're talking about topical formulations.
Closely related to caryophyllene is humulene, but it kind of lacks that warm, peppery punch. Instead, it's cooler, drier, and definitely more resinous. You'll find it in sage and cultivars like Girl Scout cookies. Humulene has this super distinct old apothecary smell, like part damp woods, part bitter hop sack. It's a really unique profile, and it's highly valued for its strong anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial potential.
Moving on to Section 4, Fresh and Herbal Terpenes. Let's transition into some of the crisp, clean, and clearing profiles found in nature. Here we have the Terpinene family. This actually includes alpha, beta, gamma, and delta forms. Found in tea tree and blue dream, they provide a really fresh, herbal, and incredibly clean lift. Gamma-terpenine specifically is getting a massive amount of attention in recent research for its exciting antioxidant and antifungal properties. It just perfectly supports a calming, herbal plant chemistry profile. Next up is Eucalyptol, which you might also hear called 1,8-cineol. This gives you that fresh, camparaceous, open-air feeling that you'd immediately recognize from eucalyptus, rosemary, or cultivars like Super Silver Haze. Thanks to its well-documented antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory activity, Eucalyptol brings this amazing, cool, clearing feeling. It makes it an absolute staple in medicinal-style muscle balms and chest rubs.
And completing our fresh section is Camphene. Found in cypress and banana kush, it has a wonderfully sharp, piney edge to it. What really stands out about Camphene is that it acts as this perfect supporting note. It pairs beautifully with those brighter, clearing terpenes we just talked about, lending a crisp, slightly medicinal finish to formulations, all while adding its own pain-modulating and antioxidant potential.
Finally, Section 5, Woody and Medicinal Terpenes. Time to unpack some of the most complex, therapeutic, and specialized profiles.
Take a look at pine. This one comes in alpha and beta forms to give us that crisp, outdoorsy pine forest smell found in frankincense and the Jack Herer cultivar. The absolute most compelling aspect of pine, though, is its direct connection to brain chemistry. See, it's linked to acetylcholinesterase activity, which is tied directly to memory and attention. That's exactly where the folklore comes from about pine helping to balance out foggier cognitive states.
Next up is Borneol, featuring this cool medicinal edge found in rosemary and amnesia haze. This is an absolutely incredible compound. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's actually used as a guide compound to help other active ingredients move deeper into the body. And modern research is backing this up, showing it can actually influence how compounds cross the blood-brain barrier. Plus, human studies have shown that topical Borneol is highly effective in relieving post-operative pain. How cool is that? Then we have delta-3 carene. If you smell this, it's exactly like sweet, dry, fresh-cut timber. But perhaps its most surprising, and definitely its most unique attribute, is its application in cellular bone-building research. Yeah, bone building. Studies have found that even low concentrations of delta-3 carene actually stimulated the differentiation of mouse osteoblast cells, and those are the exact cells responsible for building bone. Just wild stuff. Concluding our list of 14 is Bisabolol. Sourced from German chamomile and cultivars like ice cream cake, it brings a very soft, warm, slightly floral note. Bisabolol holds massive cosmetic value. It softens the feel of skincare formulations and possesses these incredibly soothing anti-inflammatory properties. For sensitive or irritated skin, it is literally the absolute gold standard. So, as we've seen throughout this video, these natural compounds do so much more than just provide a pleasant aroma. They are actively interacting with our biology. Could the right terpene change your routine? Read about cannabis topicals in much more depth. The website link is in the description box below.